Hey, travelers! Another week, and we're still vlogging, so that's good. We're still in good health, and as far as I'm aware, everybody in the Taproom Travelers is still doing well. So, knock on the old Taproom Traveler table. We're gonna keep bringing you beer, whatever this is. Beer info, beer tasting, beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer drinking.
Beer drinking. Also, good news. We surpassed 800 subscribers on YouTube, so we're giving away a Wisconsin hot passport. Now, what do you need to do? All you got to do is say, "Hey, I'd like to be entered to win the hot passport." So we're gonna do this for 2 weeks, and I'll take all of the people that want to be in on the hot passport, and that means all of you that have told me that you wanted a hot passport in the past. Why don't you say it again? Say, "Hey, I want a hot passport, and I want to come to Wisconsin when we're allowed to go out in public without a mask again."
Did you see the mask that had the holes to drink through?
I did. I think that's missing the point.
Yeah. It's funny though.
But it is funny. Yes, I agree. So we have some beer tonight. This week we actually have a new video on the end of this. So not only will we have Vicky and Alex with a beer, we will have Robin and Andy.
And Scotch.
And I think Scotch is in the room too. Yeah. All the way from Madison, Wisconsin. So we've got a triple threat this week. 3 couples.
Ta-da.
And I think Troy's still alive somewhere. I think he's still in Eau Claire, but I haven't heard from him in a while. So I'll have to check in on him, see if he's okay. So anyway, we're going to dive into some beers. I got some beer news real quick. We won't keep you too long this week because we've got the other people to go to, and they've got beer and stuff to talk about and whatever. I also want to remind you before I forget, we're still doing the podcast. So we got a whole cast of characters on there. If you go to what I use is Google Podcasts. That's an easy way to find it. Go to Taproom Travelers After Hours podcast, and we'll probably have a new one up sooner rather than later on that. So we're not going anywhere. So I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do another one of those. So anyway, let's dive in. We've got, I've been down in the dumps lately, so we're doing bourbon barrel beers because that makes me happy. So
would you say it's one of your favorite?
It is one of my absolute favorites. And Jake, who's not here, it's one of his absolute favorites too. So
cheers, Jake. These are for you.
Yeah. So we're going to dive into one. Well, both of these we've actually had on the vlog, and it's probably been a really long time. But the first one is now just called the Queen. It used to be called Whiskey Queen from Indeed. But now they changed the name, and marketing is the name of the game. And so they just changed it to the Queen. I had a can of the King earlier, but it was too dang good, and I drank it. So we won't have to worry about that one. That one's aged in, it's the same beer. This one's aged in bourbon barrels. The King is aged in rum barrels. Mm-hmm. So
Rum King.
Rum King is what it used to be called. This used to be called Whiskey Queen.
What other kind of barrels do they age beer in? Because I know there's quite a few different things that I've seen.
Tequila, port barrels. They do basically any kind of barrel that had liquor in it. Scotch barrels. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. As a matter of fact, I've been sitting on it, and boy, I've been tempted to open it for a while. Is that one from Dangerous Man that was aged in Scotch barrels? I bet that's cooled down quite a bit.
I bet that should be a quarantine-free beer when we celebrate.
But it's tough. I'm sitting on it. So.
Well, there's another beer we've been sitting on for a little bit too, so it'll be interesting to open that today.
So, this one, you don't get a lot. I mean, you get a little bit of whiskey on the nose.
It's so good.
But boy, you get a lot of whiskey on the taste. And that's the way I like it.
That aftertaste is almost a little bit of coffee. Not to be, you know what I mean?
Well,
but it's just
a stout. A stout has a...
It's so good.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're a whiskey drinker, you're really going to like this beer. a whiskey and a beer drinker, I guess. I guess if you don't like beer, you probably still won't like it, even though it has all the whiskey notes in it.
Brown water.
This would be one that I would suggest aging if you can. They're making it too convenient now because they're putting it in 12-ounce cans.
I was gonna say, do they put it in bottles or no?
Not that I'm aware of. When they first started doing it, we had a bottle of it. I think we still have the empty bottle around here somewhere.
Yeah, probably do.
No, we actually made that into a flower vase.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a pretty bottle, but I don't think they're doing bottles of it anymore. Not a lot of people are doing the bombers.
Though, since it's an imperial, for me, I could probably only drink a can, so maybe they're making it a little bit more.
Well, this is what would typically come in a snifter. Mm-hmm. So a 10-ounce or a 12-ounce snifter. So they're we're just doing it in a little sample glass, but they would put it in a snifter if you got it on draft somewhere.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. And why do they put them in a snifter? Is it to like be able to smell more of the?
It opens it up a little more.
Like wine.
Not that it's wine, but
still it has. Okay, makes sense.
And it helps warm it faster. This is one of those beers that you don't want it like super chilled. You want it a little warmer.
More cask.
50, 55 type. Or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good stuff. So this next one, and I know we've had it, and so we went and shot an episode at Pipeworks, which it's in sign right behind me, Pipeworks in Chicago. And they were nice enough to give us a couple bottles of this. It's called the Abduction. And I know we've had a bottle of this before, but this is 2018? Yeah, winter 2018. So it's a couple years old now. It was a little hot when we got it. And these were just sample bottles, so I'm curious for two reasons. One, whether or not it still has any carbonation of any kind, or if it's super flat.
It's looking flat.
Two, if it still has any booziness quality to it. So we'll see.
It's got a little carbonation.
Oh yeah, it's. Hasn't lost the booze at all.
Oh my gosh, I get drunk just smelling that. Wow.
But really smooth. Yeah.
Sweeter than the Queen.
Yeah.
Ooh. Mm. A little raisiny on the end.
Yeah, this one's aged in bourbon barrels from the Heaven Hill Distillery.
That's good.
I believe they still make this. But
yeah,
it's one of the places we need to get down to again.
It's so smooth, but it is boozy.
Yeah, it's boozy, but it's smooth.
Wow.
So that I would recommend both of these.
That's good.
Pipeworks you can get some places in the Midwest. Believe it or not, I think you can get it in New Jersey. And I'm not really sure why. I think we had talked to them about, and I don't think it made it into the episode, but we had talked about some of their distribution and the East. There's certain places on the East Coast it must be easier to get into. I've seen some people on Instagram that have Pipeworks beer out in like New Jersey and New York.
Why is it called Pipeworks? Do you know?
That I don't remember.
I don't know either.
I'm older and my memory is shot. I don't remember if we put that in the episode either, or if we even asked. I'm assuming we did.
If we find out, we'll let you know.
Or just watch the episode on YouTube. You can do that too. We would appreciate the view count. Anyway, so super boozy beers this week. I'm super happy now. It's this week hasn't really started off that great. So I don't feel bad. Everything's fine.
Actually, it has started off great because Easter was yesterday.
Easter was this. Well, when you're watching this, Easter wasn't yesterday, but yes, it was a great day. Easter was good. Hopefully, Easter was great for all of you out there too. But our kids have been something else this week. So anyway,
that's every week.
There were two stories that I really wanted to get to quick, and these are from craftbeer.com. this one's not as old as the other one. So this was a little more current. The World Beer Cup was supposed to be going on, and everybody sent, all their beer entries to have them judged and hopefully win medals and all that. Well, it didn't happen, obviously. And so the question is, what do we do with all that beer? Are we just going to dump it down the drain? No, they actually decided to open up all of the bottles and all of the cans and put it in these big containers. They shipped them off to distilleries, and they're making hand sanitizer with all of the entries from the World Beer Cup. So kudos to those guys for thinking about what can we do with this to make
not
it
waste
positive.
it.
Yeah, and so it's going to first responders, so it's good stuff. Yeah, super happy about that. The other really quick one is craftbeer.com has a place where you can go to support your local brewery. So if you're wondering who is doing curbside or who's doing delivery, because apparently some people are doing delivery. You would think Wisconsin would have delivery of booze, but we don't.
Boo.
What the hell? Anyway, not yet anyway.
Boo.
You would have think we would have been desperate enough to have that happen, but I guess not. So, yeah, you can hop on to craftbeer.com and check out how you can support your local brewery, and it's a great thing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And most, I would say most that I've seen are doing some sort of curbside delivery. The problem in Minnesota is their laws don't allow it for breweries that are producing over a certain amount of barrels. I think they're looking at it this week to try to pass a law that makes that a temporary fix, so that the breweries that don't qualify for curbside are allowed to do it.
And can survive.
So hopefully that gets passed. Honestly, what the hell's the matter? I mean, yeah, there's no reason for that to be happening anyway, but I don't need to go down that road. So that's probably going to be it for us. Alex and Vicky are up next, and then don't forget Andy and Robin are also doing a beer this week too. Make sure you let us know if you want to be in the drawing for the Hot Passport. 2 weeks worth, and no, you can't get in twice.
Are you going to do a live drawing?
I don't know if we're going to do a live drawing or not. I'll figure that out. We've got plenty of time. So, but yes, Wisconsin Hot Passport. You'll still be able to go to all these places once we get out and about. And if we get some more, I don't know, maybe 850 subscribers, maybe I'll give another one away.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends, subscribe, like, do all the social media stuff, because I'm not sure if anybody else is going to do that. Make sure you find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter if you really want. But most importantly, right here on YouTube. And then don't forget to check out our podcast. It gets a little more raunchy than what we do here on the vlog. So if you like that kind of thing, if you like swearing, that's kind of where we air our grievances every week. So, or every week and a half, or whatever it ends up being. So, and Troy's in bed sometimes when he's doing the podcast. It's weird stuff.
You can't see him though. It's okay.
Yeah. But anyway, from Beth and I here at Taproom Travelers in the Taproom corner, we're going to send it over to Alex and Vicky. But until next week, everybody, Prost.
Prost.
Well, hey, travelers. Welcome back to Alex and Vicky's house again during this wonderful quarantine. We got another beer this week. What is it?
This one's a Diet Starts Tomorrow from Carbon 4.
It's got a big old
fat
kitty cat on there. And it's from Carbon 4.
Yeah, they're down in Madison, right?
I think so. I like Carbon 4's logo.
Yeah.
It's nice and simple, but it's got a little carbon chain.
So this one's another chocolate oatmeal stout.
Like 2 weeks ago?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
It is one of my favorite varieties of beer, so I grabbed a few of them when we were stocking up for the apocalypse.
To keep the board game theme going from last week, the first time we had this was when we were playing board games at someone's house.
That is true.
we saw a box of these, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Let's try it, see if it still tastes good.
Smells good. Ooh. It's got a little bit of roastiness almost, like that. It's not overly sweet chocolate, but it's got a little bit of sweetness to it. More maltiness than sweetness, I would say.
I agree.
A little bit sort of on the back of the tongue.
I bet this might even be good warm.
Yeah, I think.
What kind of food would pair well with this, do you think?
I'm going to go with anything because this is one of my favorite kinds of beer to just drink, have with food, whatever.
I think it'd be good with dark chocolate.
Yeah.
You don't like dark chocolate?
I don't like dark chocolate. But I could see it. I could see this with a really good steak.
Oh, yeah.
Like it would complement it really well.
Oh, what if you do like a coffee dry rub on the steak?
Oh, that would be good.
Some pepper.
Yeah.
Well, I think I just planned our next meal in quarantine, except I don't know if we have coffee.
I don't think we do.
Maybe we can use some of those.
So send coffee, please.
Send some coffee.
Send coffee and more beer, because I think this is also our last bottle of this.
Is it? Oh, no. Well, anything else new around here?
Nope, just...
Dog's been enjoying those treats that we gave him a couple of weeks ago.
He has.
I think he might have given him some bad gas, though.
I don't know if it's from that or if he got into something else.
Yeah, if you listen to our podcast, he was farting up a storm. And I think that was noted in there. Well, anywho, I think that's good for this week. We can pass it on to maybe Troy. We'll see. Prost.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. This is our setup. It's not quite as nice as Alex and Vicky's, but this is what we got, and this is what we're working with. Hashtag quarantine life, right? So we have a beer. I recorded a cutaway, so Landon, now is the time to use the cutaway. See? Yep. Hopefully you got it, and looks nice, right? Okay. Anyway, so we are drinking the Call Me Old Fashioned by Central Waters. This is a beer that has been aged in brandy barrels.
Yum.
And has some cherries in it. So this being Wisconsin, this being quarantine, we're going to enjoy a little bit of an old fashioned. How's it smell, Robin?
Smells good. I'm more of a whiskey sweet old fashioned, but I'm sure the brandy will be okay as well.
Yeah. I like the color. Little extra bubbly in these taster glasses, but
Yum. It smells exactly like an old fashioned, I think.
it does smell exactly like an old fashioned. Very heavy on the cherries. Lighter body than most of their barrel aged beers too. A lot of them have like that thick boozy note, you know? This is a lot lighter in color. A little bit more of like a amber color, almost that light brown sometimes that you sometimes get with cherry beers. But
it really picked up the brandy flavor well, I think. It's not... I think it tastes a lot like a brandy old fashioned. I wouldn't say it's as boozy as a brandy old fashioned, but it's still... It's
got that nice orange peel that still kind of evens it out. So
it tastes like a good old fashioned, which is properly muddled.
Right.
And yep, it's the only way to do it. If it's not muddled, don't drink it.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah, reminds you of that time when you were still able to go out to supper clubs here in Wisconsin.
Gotta go to a classic supper club if you want a good
supper club or a good dive bar usually.
Yes.
The seedier the better.
Where's this from again? Central Waters. Oh. So we love Central Waters.
We do.
Right off the main, kind of off the main drag and Stevens Point, Amherst.
Yeah, area. If you're going through Stevens Point, you might as well make the extra 14 minutes, 20 minutes over to Amherst and stop at Central Waters.
It's not that far out of the way. What is it, off of 10?
Yes.
10, if that means anything to people from Wisconsin.
Is it 10? Oh, God, it's been so long since we lived in that area.
But that was always, Central Waters was always a main stop for us whenever we'd be visiting our friends in Eau Claire and driving back to the Appleton area, though.
Yep, it was right on our way to and from. So every time we were visiting people in Eau Claire, going back up to record vlog episodes with you guys, that was usually a stop. Or I would try to get it to be a stop.
I'd wake up and we'd just be at a brewery, and I'd be like, okay.
Yep.
Great pit stop. Because I have to pee every hour and a half, so it worked out really well.
And Robin either she has to pee or she's falling asleep in the car. So.
If it's not one, it's the other.
Right.
If I'm not tired, I have to pee.
She was going through nursing school at the time, too.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Always tired. But
so you guys have an episode on Central Waters. So if you haven't checked that out, you should, because it's awesome.
We interview one of their owners, Paul, and their lab technician, Everett. So take a look at that. It was a fun episode to film, and I think it turned out pretty well, too. I'm a little biased because I edited that one, but...
You guys looked a lot into, like, their barrel. They have a pretty substantial barrel program and stuff.
Huge.
There, right?
One of the biggest in the state, if I'm not mistaken. If not the biggest in the state.
Which, I guess if that's the place to go if you want barrel-aged beer. And they do a good job. This call me old-fashioned.
This is an amazing beer. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit, because it'll probably taste even better then. Yeah. But we probably don't have enough time for that here on the vlog, so we're either going to pass it off to the next person or you're going to watch the credits. So thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. Take care.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.